Hello guys, today we learn how to handle error handling in SQL Server Integration Services SSIS. For this we have required Visual Studio data tools for Visual Studio 2015 or Visual Studio 2019 with data tools and one SQL Server instance, and also required one CSV file which contain the data and configure the error output where error will be saved in CSV. There are two ways we can handle the error in SSIS, like at component levels and event handler at package level. Now let us see. At component level, we can define error handling on each component level when whichever where it will required and log it into the flat file or a database. There are many regions there will be error will generated like auto fail tasks due to failure of ancestor controls, truncation happens or source or destination connection issue, conversion failure happens, issue from migrating files and files data, package has an error due to privilege of OS control or and maybe other regions. It will be. Now, at package level, must ensure to also provide the error handling at package level because you may get the error any component level, so that error will be captured and later you can check and log to resolve the package level, means package level error or any component level. There are some following configuration available for error handling. First one is failed component. If the data flow talks fail, it fails the package. It is a default options. Ignore failures. In the case when we change the error mode to ignore failure, it ignores the error message and complete the executions without the error. And in that case, it will ignore the rows with bad data and continue working with other rows. And it doesn't throw any error message. Means whenever each column have a error, it will be updated through the null values. Redirect rows. It is mostly used to capture the error in a separate table or flat files. We can redirect the failed rows to configure destination files, and also you can view the bad data rows in that file. We can configure it for the truncations or error the message. Let us see some scenario here like flat file source where data will come from CSV file, and I have put one data conversion. After data conversions, it will go OLED with destination in SQL Server. Also, you can see here I have put here error handling like data conversion, error output, like when red row show for error handling and blue row for data transferring, means one from one source to destinations. Connect to one component to other component for data transfer, and red row for error will transfer to destination file or uh, SQL servers. Now let us see with the real examples. Open Visual Studio 2015. I have Visual Studio 2015. Go to File, New, Projects. So I need to provide the name of the project like error handling in SSIS. Our main aim is here to take the data from CSV file and convert to into SQL, and if any error occurs we will make a error handling in this SSIS. Now see one by one. Now here is control flow. Go to SSIS. Now first click in data flow tasks. So you can see there is one component data flow tasks. Now double click on data flow tasks, and here you configure source and destinations, from where we will take the data from which source and where we transfer the data in which destinations. Go to SSIS tool. Other source, I have to take data from flat file source, so put here flat file source data. And there is one other destination, mean data will transfer to SQL, so I have taken OLED destinations. Also need to take a data conversion, so you can take it data conversion from where common, and there is option in data conversion, so I have taken data conversion. Okay, now one by one we need to configure it. First go to flat files, new, browse. I have already a CSV file, so go to CSV, and there is one sample EMP sample, so you can check it what is data in EMP CSV. Let us right click and open. So you can see there is employee ID, name, employee photo, and there is 1 2 3 4 record. So close it. Now go here, select open CSV. Here you can see test qualifier is double quote column. You can see here column delimiter, vertical bar, advanced, and preview, and click on OK button. Also you can see here in advanced you can also change here data type like integer, string, what you have required. I left here as it is, and click on OK, and you can see here view of data and close this. Now click on OK. So here you have configure the data source. Now go to data conversion and map it flat file to data source, data conversion. So go to data conversion, check this one, and output alias same name you can take it, implied and imply photo. So I have need to change like employee ID as a integer. So put here like single byte string integer. You can double click and increase. You can see single byte sign integer. Now click on OK button. So we have configured the data conversion also. Now to map from data conversion to OLED destinations. So I am mapped to OLEDB destination, and now again need to configure destination to connect SQL. So double click on it and click on new. Now put here new connections. In new connection I need to put server name. For server name you need to computer name or IP address of your servers, whatever you have. So I put server name here. SQL Server authentications, use username as and password what you have set. Now stretch this window and click on database where you want to transfer the data. Now I've checked test samples and click on test connections. So the test connection succeeded and click on OK. Now put OK. and again click on OK. So you have configured this connection string. Now need to define a table where your data will be transferred. Now click on new. Whatever you have tables, also you can select here or you can create new one. Like you have select new one like destination table, put here test 3 where data will be transferred, and here I have take like employee ID, employee name, employee photo, and remove this one. Only need 3 columns, and here will be what employee ID will be integer. Click on OK. Select this table 3 and view existing data. So you can see there is 3 column. Also need to map this. Like go to mapping. Here you can see employee ID, employee name, employee photo. And here you can see data conversion, employee ID, employee name, employee photo. So you can map here like data conversion, employee ID, data conversion, employee name, and data conversion, employee photo. Now click on OK button. So you can see here our data source and destination both will be configured, and also in middle data conversion will configure. Now we can check whether our data will transfer from source file to destination. For this we need to click on start. So you can see here green signal with sign will successes. So flight file from source 4 rows, and after data conversion also 4 rows transfer to destinations. Now let us see table name, this one, and select. So you can see our 4 rows will transfer into the table destination test from source CSV file. Now let us be one scenario. Maybe there is some conversion error. So in that case data will not transfer and that row will be ignored. So let us see. First go to employee sample, edit. Now I have put here like S. So only you know our employee ID integer in destination table, but I have put numeric alphanumeric. So it may be will occurs errors. So again run the application and see what will be happen. Start one. So you can see there is flat file source will success go to data conversion for rows, but in data conversion it fails, means no data will be transferred to destinations. So what we need a error handling. So what data will be correct will transfer to destinations, and we will get the which row have bad rows. There is some mistakes of data types in flat file source. So we need to handle the error. So for this, there you can see in data conversion there is blue and there is red arrows. For blue is mapping from word source to destination for successful data transfer, and red will be transferred the data from destination for which data will be wrong, means different data types for which you got the error. So first we need to put here other destinations file, flat file. Other source means we need other destinations flat file destination put here. So whenever data error will be occur at component level from this data conversion component level, that data will be transferred to in this flat destinations, and you will get the that approach for where you will get the error. So map this one, and you can see here error like fail component, login failure, redirect row, fail component. First we see ignore failure. If we configure this ignore failure, in that case success row will transfer, and for which you have get the error, that column will get the null values. In the case of fail component, all package will be fail. Now mostly we put the redirect rows so that we get the error in a text flat file or in a table. For this we can later examine how the error will occur. So I have selected an employee ID redirect row here also is a redirect row and click on OK. Now also need to mapping, so there is here mapping means also need like you can see here error code error column. So what we'll need like need a new delimiters, and then you choose the file name where your data error data will be saved. So go here, select a CSV file and put here error output in SSIS 4 and click on OK, and text qualifier you can put this one column name in the first row data row. Now go to columns, advanced, preview. So you can see there is 1, 2, 3, 4 like three column employee ID, name, employee photo, error code, and this one. Click on OK. Then go to mapping. So you can see here this mapping like employee ID, employee name, employee photo. Error for code, you can configure error code, and for error number, error column, you can put here error column and configure mapping done here. Now click on OK button. So final in this file you can configure the component level error handling. Now run the application again. Now first we truncate this table, so in that case there is no rows here. Now execute and again select. In file there are 4 rows. Now run the application and see what will be happen. Now click on start. So you can see here from flat file success 4 rows converted to component data conversion, and after data conversion will only 3 rows transfer to SQL destinations, and 1 row which 1 row have an error transfer to flat file destination. Let us see. Go to SQL Server. Now execute this statement like select star destination and click on execute. You can see only 3 rows will be transferred here. Now check the output file where output will be stored like I put the name error output MISSIS CSV and open this. So you can see here your error will be stored in this output flat file like 1202s, means that row have a error like only employee ID need a named but there is alphanumeric. So data will store in these flat files. So now here we can see our error handling will be done in SSIS at component level. Only I have put here error handling data conversions. For error handling only you can check a rate. For error handling we will get each component as a rate arrow, so we can define error handling each component. Now sometimes we need error handling on package level, so we did not know where error will be occur. So in that case we take a error handling on package level. Let us see how can we handle error at package level. For this we need to go event handler. In event handler you can see on error there is executable package event handler on error. Instead of also there are more error handler event handler on this, like on information, on post execute, post validate, pre execute, pre validate, on progress, on query cancel, task fail, on variable value change, on warning. So here only we'll take on error handling. We will understand how can we configure it. Let us see. Go to SSIS. Now whenever error will occur, we need to transfer that error in store in a table. So we need to write a SQL statement to store the table. So we will take what? Execute SQL tasks. So click on this. First go to. So you can see here when I was on error handling, we double click on this event handler and I put execute SQL statement. So insert data into SQL table, need a one table to create a error log SSIS. Here we can define package ID, package name, machine name, task name, error code, error description created on. So whenever we will get the error at package level, that error will store in this error log SSIS tables. For that I have taken execute SQL statement. Also need to configure this to save the data into this table. So already I have a table, so you can see here there is already table. Now truncate first these tables and execute this, and now again select a statement and execute. You can see there is no row. So first need to configure. How we configure? Let us see. Double click on execute SQL statements. So you can see here first need connection type or EDB and need to connection string. So check here new connections, delete this one and put new one. Put the server name. Where you got server name? From my computer properties, means database server name. You need to put here computer name or your database server, whatever you have, IP of server name, put here. SQL server and username put, and whatever your password, and choose the database name, test temple, test connection, succeed, and click on OK. So I have configured the connection string for this, and now click on OK. So I have configured the connection strings. Now I need to configure insert statement to to insert the data into that table when error will occur. So go to expression, double click and go to property. In property we have make a simple SQL statement. For this only we take it SQL statement source. Now check this one. Now you can here define variables and parameters and write basically here insert statement like insert into like table name and put here parameter table parameter like this one table parameters and after that you put here like values and this one and what values will be like package id when we click on variables and system variables. So you can see different type of system variables are there. From this you can get all the things like we need like package id. Here you can see package id. Click and put comma. Then what here like package name. You can put package name. And so in this way we can put all the input parameters where we'll require like package name, machine name, talks name, error code, error description, created name. Whatever value required, you can take it from these system variables. After that, much we need to put like this one, single double quote plus double quote single minus. We need to put with all variable where we define here like this one like single double plus so that our value will be inserted in database. So I have already created so you can see put here also like double and double quote after making the query then put double make a string dynamic strings and put this into here. After that need to evaluate expression so there is no error. So you can see here how we'll see like insert into error log. This is the value and we get the value like here. This one package computer name execute SQL talks 0 get it. So I will get the value from this one and you can see here put the single double plus for making the dynamic string to get the data from the variable and that variable get the data from machine and then insert it into database. Now click on OK. Click on OK. Now click on OK. So there is no error will occur. Now run the application again. When you go control flow, there is success, data flow. You can see there is one error but that error will transfer to flat file source and 3 rows to destination file and event handler also there is no errors. So in the scenario where package will fail and you can see here either any data will error will be stored or not. So let us see there is no error because package will not fail. Only we will get the component level error. So component level error will transfer to destination files. So when scenario error will here I give check like data flow talks error and data flow talks. So execute SQL statement. But in this case, so how can handle means how which scenario we will data will inserted in error log SSIS. Let us consider somewhere how our source file destination will be named to another one like emp sample 1.csv, but in our source file there is emp sample csv. Now let us see run again. So you can see here data flow docs has been failed, means we get the error. So either this error will be stored or not. Let us see. Open SQL Server and execute this statement like select star from table name error log and execute this one. So you can see there is two record there and there is error like cannot open data file and spread file should fail the execute fetch and return the error. So you can see the error means package level. So whenever package will fail, error will log into these tables. So for logging purpose, you can see what I have written here in value field like package ID. You can see single double quote plus at the rate of system package ID plus double quote single quote again comma for next value. So this value will be dynamic, so I have need to put here. So here in this articles video cover error handling on component levels and package level both. Thanks for watching my YouTube videos. If you want to more videos, please subscribe my YouTube channel.